Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Kalika and you're going to be a slightly spicier person after watching this video. Skin bleaching? I'll do you one better. I'm Pakistani Asian and since I was a kid people have been obsessed with my skin tone. It's what they comment on first when they see me. Oh wow, so pretty, your skin's so white. It's absolutely gross. It's completely messed up how obsessed with lighter tones these people get. This is mainly extended family, rather than my immediate family. One of the older women in my family came over to my home and said to me that I need to protect my skin tone and that she had some cream I should use. She hands me a face cream and I pay no attention to what it is. She leaves and I read what's on the face cream. It's skin lightening cream. She had given me stuff that would bleach my skin. So I put the cream to the side and instead go out and buy some of that instant tan spray. I get to work and soon my entire body and face is a beautiful golden brown. I knew she was coming back over the next day, so I wait and as soon as she saw me she actually yelled out. She asked what I had done and I said, I don't know, I only used your cream. I handed her the tub and she threw it in the bin right away. I don't know if it made that much of an impact, but she's fairly old and gullible so I'm hoping she'll stop handing out skin lightening stuff. I find it so weird how people in the UK have almost a tan fetish. We have so many spray tan shops here and people use them to the extent that we have TV shows like Snog Marry Avoid. Honestly, if you've never heard of it, look up some videos on YouTube, they are absolutely wild. But then in other areas you have people who are bleaching their skin to make it lighter. It seems so crazy to me. I mean, I'm pale to the point where I'm basically a light blue, but I'm alright with that. Yell at me to speed up at 6 AM, watch as I slow time. This happened back in my college years when I was a cashier at the grocery store, on mobile, forgive formatting issues. It was early one morning, we had just opened about 15 minutes prior so there were only 2 registers open, me and the self-check unit. My first customer of the day is a sweet elderly lady buying about 20 items. She and I are chit-chatting about the day when customer number 2 rushes up behind her with some cereal and milk. Before I can blink, he says, hurry it up, some people have real jobs to get to. Honestly, it didn't faze me. I kindly said, if you're in such a rush, sir, the self-check is also open. Number 2 now starts carrying on about how the self-check is stealing good jobs. Funny, cause here he had just told me I don't have a real job, but I digress. Sweet elderly lady is now paying and I'm bagging her groceries. Number 2 then shouts, did you not hear me tell you to go faster, jerk? Now I stop. My elderly lady looks at me and says, oh honey, you do what you have to. I silently press the manager button and then I begin slowly bagging my customers' items. And when I say slowly, I mean I moved my hand about a ½ inch per second. My sweet elderly lady begins to giggle. Number 2 gets irate and tosses his Wheaties at my head right as my manager rounds the corner, all while screaming obscenities at me. My boss doesn't hesitate. She's seen and heard it all. She tells number 2 to leave. Suddenly, number 2 is all apologies and asking if he can please buy his items from the boss. She firmly tells him no and to leave. Number 2 then throws his milk on the ground and stomps out. My sweet elderly lady and I finish up our transaction, laughing. Never saw number 2 again. That guy definitely lived up to his name, number 2. Passive-aggressive pizza man versus customers who ordered 5 minutes before closing. This setting. So I work nights delivering pizza like any other good American. Occasionally the shifts are closing shifts. Store closes at midnight, like it was a couple months ago. About 30 minutes before closing, we get an order from a regular customer, leaves me a generous tip, all is fine. I'm headed back to the store with about 10 more minutes remaining and almost everything is already done, then I'll be able to get out on time or a little early. Rising action. I walk back into the store to hear the dreaded beep alert telling us an order is placed from online. I see the time is 11:55 PM. TLDR is included at the bottom. Sometimes this happens, I'll never be used to it, and usually it's not a big deal. This time though, I saw what the order was. It was 5 large pizzas, all different, 2 family meals, and 4 2-litre bottles of soda. I checked the order ticket and saw it came out at nearly $80 for them. By the time we prepare the order, it's already 10 or 15 minutes after closing time. It's a lot of food and drinks, so my coworker helps me bring it to my car. I see the receipt that they tipped in advance with their card, and guess how much they left me. Well, if you guessed a pretty good amount, you're wrong. They left $1 as a tip. $1. Uno dinero, 1 Washington. So because they tipped $1 on an $80 order 5 minutes before the store closes, they're going to be treated that way by me. And that low of an amount, you may as well keep it for yourself, because that's more of a joke than a nice reward for the worker. Be grateful that they tipped? No, piss off. Now, I'm not that much of an a-hole. I would never purposefully mess up anybody's order or illegally tamper with their food in any way. That's just wrong. I think about how these people placed an order a few minutes before the closing of a store. I hope the insight to think that it's wrong of them to do, and that maybe we shouldn't. I thought about how this will set us back about 45 minutes because of the extra work and working backwards. Okay, now here's the juicy part of the story. So driving to their place, I was upset I couldn't do anything about it. I had my hand on their 2-litre and the light bulb turned on above my head. We all know that if we drop a soda that it's going to fizz up like crazy when opened and be flat once it's opened. I took their 2-litre I had in my hand and gave it a few good strong shakes. I do the same thing to their other sodas and I even threw it on the floor of my car. Before going to their door, I wait for the noticeable bubbles to go away and I carry their full load in one trip to their door. I knew in advance they wouldn't give me a penny more as a tip. I was 100% correct about that. At the door, they did not mention at all that they were sorry for ordering so late or anything like that whatsoever. As an added bonus, when handing one of their 2-litre sodas to them, I accidentally dropped one before handing it to them. They didn't think anything of it. I got the rest of their order to them and was on my way. These guys were being loud, so as I started driving away, I was really hoping to hear the reaction of them opening one of the sodas, which was shaken, but that will only exist in my imagination. Conclusion: I imagine them screeching as compressed gases from the soda shoot sticky syrupy soda all over them, their faces, their kitchen and everywhere else. I imagine it to be played in slow motion with classical music playing in the background like in the movies. I wish I could have seen it happen, but I imagine it was a moment which I would have found wonderful. This would have been avoidable if they ordered at a normal time. Quite petty or passive aggressive if you ask me. Okay, so I want to play devil's advocate with this story, so hear me out. Over here in the UK, we have pizza places that don't close until 3 o'clock in the morning. Now I have no idea if it's the same in America, but all I can imagine is those people thought the shop was open late, and if the place was accepting orders, then what's the harm? Now, of course, on the other end, I've worked at a pizza place that closed that late, and having an order even remotely close to the end of your shift was a soul-destroying moment, so I can definitely relate. Naked revenge. So this happened a couple weeks ago. It's a fourplex, and our apartments are across from each other on the ground floor, with the other two upstairs. From day one of them moving in, it's been non-stop from over there. I'll spare all the details, but seriously trashy people. They're a married lesbian couple. I'm a 30-something woman, somewhat attractive I guess, but one half of the married couple apparently thought I was more than somewhat attractive. They'd get drunk out in our shared hallway, Bud Light cans everywhere, cigarette butts everywhere, phlegm wads of spit everywhere. I overheard so many drunken arguments about whatever. Then I heard, "If you want to look at her so bad, why don't we knock on her door?" Then came the knock. I ignored it. Angry Psycho had a hate on for me. Started writing crap on my door, sticking rotten food in my car intake, and just always drunk and obnoxious outside my door. I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous. She is definitely on the psycho side, and I didn't want any reason for her to escalate. At Christmas, they had a Santa and Mrs. Claus thing outside. They got in a drunken fight, and Psycho beat the crap out of Santa. I wasn't getting anywhere near that crazy. Our back doors are sliding glass patio doors that lead to a small patio. This back door is in the bedroom. Weird setup, I know, but whatever. I'd smoke a little weed, then at bedtime I'd go and take my clothes off, get into bed and watch the fireflies out the door in the hill. There's thousands, it's really pretty. Then I noticed that from my door I can see their patio. I've only just started leaving my curtains open, so I didn't really notice before. So my thought was, one of them likes looking at me, one is very jealous, so why not give her a show, see what happens. So every night I'd smoke, do whatever, then go to bed. I'd strip down to nothing as usual, and noticed that the Psycho could see me, and did see me. Their next argument was, "I'm not living here with that disgusting thing next door, we're moving," said the Psycho. They just packed up a pickup truck with the last of all their crap. Petty, but it worked. Bit of a risky move, but revenge is best served cold and naked, I guess. So that's all for r/PettyRevenge. I really hope you did enjoy it. As always, if you do want to see more content like this, then please do subscribe. My Twitter, Discord and Patreon links are in the description, and any support is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching.